Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to my subscribers lesson, English practice. It is Saturday night here, dear viewers. Our local time is 8:51 p.m. UK time. Amazingly, tonight is the Halloween. After a few hours, 31st of October, number one. Number two, our time is going back an hour of our local time, so it should be the same as GMT. So I have to wait a while until I get my subscribers are here. Okay, guys, so I'll be back in just one moment. And our live session is English practice. Okay, as you might be aware, this is a subscribers lesson. Only my subscribers can join, come hop on with me. And if you're not my subscriber, but if you still like to join my lessons, you're more than welcome. What we have to do, you have to visit my account and sign up from there. It's a very easy peasy lemon squeeze. Okay, so let's move on, and I have to wait a little bit. In the meantime, I can share our Halloween story. Okay, let's move on. Do you know 1/4 of all the candy sold annually in the US is purchased for Halloween? Which means in the United States of America, when people buy candy, okay, or chocolates, what we call in the UK, is 1/4 is bought on this day, which is really amazing. Okay, and so let's move on reading. Halloween, the history of Halloween. So, Halloween is a holiday celebrated each year on October 31st. So, in many Asian countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan, Australia, New Zealand, they're Far East countries, Indonesia, Burma, Myanmar, I mean to say, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Indonesia, Malaysia, and those join, or it is already 31st of October. So already Halloween has started there. So Halloween is a holiday celebrated each year on October 31. All right. The year Halloween 2021 is on Sunday, which is after a few hours from the UK time, and after it's daytime in the USA and Canada and South American countries, they'll be after later. All right. So once again, this year Halloween 2021 is on Sunday, October 31. The tradition originated with the ancient Celtic Festival of Samhain, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November 1 as a time of honor of All Saints. Soon, All Saints' Day incorporated some of the traditions of Samhain. The evening before was known as All Hallows' Eve, and later Halloween. Over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities like trick-or-treating, carving jack-o'-lanterns, festive gatherings, donning costumes, and eating treats. All right, so I'll keep continue reading. So I'm just trying to find out another information, guys. Don't leave the live stream, please. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, dear viewers, I'm back. So our local time is 2 past 9 p.m. UK time, and it's same as the previous time because it's going to be changed tonight when it will be midnight. I believe that not midnight, when it will be 1, then our time will go back to 12 Saturday. This is how the time changes. So let's read on some of the history of the Halloween. Once again, guys, if you know about the Halloween, that's great. But if you don't know, that's also not a problem. So Halloween is a holiday celebrated each year on October 31. This year, Halloween 2021 is on Sunday, October 31. The tradition originated with the ancient Celtic Festival of Samhain, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. Okay, remember guys, in ghost the H is silent, so we do not say ghost, we said ghost. And also, as British English is non-rhotic, we do not pronounce the letter R in many cases. So when we should pronounce the R, if a word starts with R, we should pronounce it, we must pronounce it. And if the letter R is in between two vowels or vowel sounds, we have to pronounce it. Okay. So let's move on. The trend originated with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. In the 8th century, in the 8th century, Pope, Pope sorry, not Pope, Gregory III designated November 1 as a time to honor all saints. I have to change the spelling. Soon as All Saints, they incorporated some of the traditions of Samhain. The evening before was known as All Hallows Eve, and later Halloween. Over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities like trick or treating, carving jack-o'-lanterns, festive gas, donning costumes, and eating treats. Samhain is a pagan religious festival originated from an ancient Celtic spiritual tradition. So pagan means when people do not believe in God. Okay, or sometimes they said that when they believe in more than one God. It could be both depending on the context. So once again, in modern time, Samhain, a Gaelic word pronounced Samhain. Look, I say according to the English pronunciation Samhain, but in Gaelic it is pronounced as Samhain. Am is, silent. The Samhain. Okay, dear viewers. Okay, let's move on. So in modern times, Samhain is usually celebrated from October 31 to November 1 to welcome in the harvest and usher in the dark half of the year. So usher means when something and someone shows you the path. Celebrants believe that the barriers between the physical world and the spirit world break down during Samhain. Samhain it should be, allowing more interaction between humans and denizens of the other world. So we're going to get the new words later, guys. Let's read it quickly first. Halloween's origins date back to the ancient Celtic festival Samhain, pronounced Samhain. The Celts, who lived 2,000 years ago mostly in the area that is now Ireland, the United Kingdom, sorry, it's moved quickly. Ireland, the United Kingdom, and the northern France celebrated their new year on November 1. This day marked the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of the dark, cold winter. a time of year that was often associated with the human death. Celts believed that on the night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. The meaning of blood means the boundary between the dead people and the living people. The gateway it opens on that night. That is their belief. And the 31st October, they celebrated Samhain, when it was believed that the ghost of the dead returned to earth. In addition to causing trouble and damaging crops, Celts thought that the presence of the other world spirits made it easier for the Druids or Celtic priests to make predictions about the future. For a people entirely dependent on the volatile natural world, these prophecies were an important source of comfort during the long, dark winter. So, dear viewers, if you're watching, I know that some of you are watching, please do not forget to touch the heart shape symbol to support me. Remember that every support is important. I know I've got 5 students on this lesson. I wonder where they are. 2 of them are sick today. They said they are not able to join me. But what happened to the other 3? Okay, let's move on. No worries, if no one is here, I have to just carry on. So for people entirely dependent on the volatile natural world, these prophecies were an important source of comfort during the long, dark winter. Okay, so we'll go back again when you finish reading to find out new words and explain as we go through. To commemorate the event, Druids built the huge sacred bonfires, so where the people gathered to burn crops and animals as sacrifices to the Celtic deity. During the celebration, the Celts wore costumes, typically consisting of animal heads and skins, and attempted to tell each other's fortunes. When the celebration was over, they relit their hearth fires. I need to check why it is red color. No, that's fine. They relit their hearth fires, which they had extinguished earlier that evening, from the sacred bonfires to help protect them during the coming winter. So remember, guys, the Roman Empire came to the UK in 43 AD, Anno Domini. Anno Domini is used the year when Jesus Christ was born. Okay, so by 430, 43, not 430, 43 AD, the Roman Empire had conquered the majority of Celtic territory. So it came to, conquer here. So Romans were greatest, heroic peoples during those days. So once again, by 43 AD, the Roman Empire had conquered the majority of Celtic territory. In the course of the 400 years that they ruled the Celtic lands, 2 festivals of Roman origin were combined with the traditional Celtic celebration of Samhain. Okay, Am is silent, so Samhain. The first was Feralia. Okay, a day in late October when the Romans traditionally, remember it is not traditionally, because there is a pronunciation rule that if the word has A-L-L-Y at the end, this becomes schwa sound. So it is traditionally, not traditionally. So the first was Feralia, a day in late October when the Romans traditionally commemorated the passing of the dead. The second was a day to honor, I have to change the spelling, Pomona, the Roman goddess of fruit and trees. The symbol of Pomona is the apple, and the incorporation of this celebration into Samhain probably explains the tradition of bobbing for apples that is practiced today on Halloween. So that is the brief history about Halloween. Let us move again to find out the new words. So on this day, this is the amazing feature. Did you know 1/4 of all the candy sold annually in the US is just for Halloween? Which means on this specific day, very day, in the United States, most of the citizens celebrate this Halloween. They buy the candies for their children, families, and friends and relatives. Okay. So let's move on with the new words, guys. The first word is Sunday, October. Tradition originated with the ancient Celtic festival Samhain or Samhain. What is Samhain? Let us find out in a moment, guys. So we are trying to find out the Samhain. Give me one moment, dear viewers. Okay, we have found a resource about the Samhain from the Wikipedia, and I believe that we can share it. So, dear viewers, welcome once again to my Saturday night's live stream about this practice. All of my subscribers are not feeling well today. They couldn't come to the lesson. Okay, that's the rule here on this app. People who are watching from the different parts like Facebook or the YouTube or from the Hallo even, who can't come but watch it, this is to let you know that now Hallo has changed over the time. If it is a subscriber's lesson, you can only watch if you're not my subscriber. But if you'd like to join, you're more than welcome. You need to subscribe to me, any of my lessons, any of my classes from Monday to Sunday. There are many classes I have updated today. So if you are interested to develop your English language, grammar, especially spoken English, if you'd like to get good score in IELTS exam, okay, or if you'd like to develop your academic writing, or if you'd like to develop your spoken English to a standard level, or if you'd like to develop the basic pronunciation technique, possibly you might consider joining my lessons. It's $10 for a month, and basically what happens, so you'll get 2 1-hour lessons every week on the specified time when you have subscribed to me. And also there will be subscription chat through which you can connect me, you can ask me a question, you can get the help from me. Okay, and also I've got private lessons. Private lessons are like as usual same. It is for 30 minutes 7.25. Actually, it's dollar minimum. For me, it is $7.50. So it is $7.50 for every 30 minutes. So up to now, I have taken more than 140 private lessons from this app, and most of my students are from the IELTS preparatory classes. They booked many lessons, and uh, up to now 26 of them got very good scores, and the high score was obtained by a few of the students was 8.5, and the lowest was 6. Okay, so uh, these students are so happy because they got the visa. Some of them already came to the UK, some of them went to Canada, and some of the other students are processing their application to move somewhere else. So if you like to book a lessons, you are more than welcome. Once again, it's so easy. You have to go to my account and sign up from there. Okay, so let's move on to show what Samhain. So I'm sharing it from the Wikipedia, but the other information that was composed by me. So Samhain, read it briefly. The article is about the Gaelic holiday. Celtic New Year redirected as Samhain or Samhain, that sound like Irish Samhain, Scottish Gaelic. Okay, so what is the Gaelic? Gaelic people are those who used to live in Scotland long time ago, especially in the century, maybe 40th century, 4th century, to up to a few hundred years. So Gaelic festival making at the end of harvest season and beginning of winter, the darker half of the year. The northern hemisphere is held on 1st of November, but with the celebration beginning on the evening of 31st of October. Since the Celtic day began and ended at sunset, this is all about, guys. Equinox, winter solstice, and quarter days. These are all terms are really a bit difficult if you are not familiar with. Okay. Also, these terms are related to geography and the season change of the year. So we'll read it one more time. Writing that I composed, because that was composed easily for everyone. So once again, so this year 2021 is on Sunday, October 31. The tradition originated the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. So what does the ward off mean here? Let us find from dictionary, guys. Ward off. I prefer Cambridge, so I'm going to look for it there. Okay, so it's a phrasal verb. It says, let us share the screen. Ward off. So ward off is a phrasal verb. Ward of someone or something. To keep someone or something away or prevent something from happening or harming you. He used his umbrella to ward off the fire sun. So this is the meaning. So ward off means, after ward off, something or someone, to keep someone or something away or prevent something from happening or harming you. He used his umbrella to ward off the fired sun. Okay. So this is related to the related to from my writing. Right, so when people would light bonfires, bonfire means when they light fires all together and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory designated November 1 as a time to honor All Saints. Soon, All Saints' Day incorporated some of the traditions of Samhain. The evening before was known as All Hallows Eve, and the later Halloween. Over time, Halloween evolved a day of activities like trick-or-treating, carving jack-o'-lanterns, festive gatherings, donning costumes, and eating treats. Okay, so what happens during this day? Mostly this Halloween is celebrated by the children in the UK, and in the evening, of when the night is there after the dark, they costume with different dresses. Okay, and they're also guided by their parents because they're children under 18, and they move from door to door and they shout and say trick or treat. Okay, trick or treat. Once again, Halloween, happy Halloween, trick or treat. So if you say trick, then they have to show the tricks. But if you say treat, then you have to give them something as a treatment, which means you have to give them a treat either by candy or a chocolate or money or anything else that is helpful for those children. Okay, dear bears, I'll be back in 1 minute. Welcome back, dear viewers. So let's carry on moving. So what happens during the Halloween day in the UK? Children mostly, wear different kinds of dresses they like. Scary dresses, obviously. And also sometimes they carry the jack-o'-lanterns. It's a kind of lanterns and they carry it. And also they move from door to door and ask uh, and shout like this: trick or treat, trick or treat. Then if you say that trick, then they have to show a trick. All right, and if you say treat, then you have to give them something to treat them, like it could be a chocolate or a candy or money. Okay. Okay, so let's move on. So donning costumes, what does it means? Let's find out, dear viewers. So we learned ward off when you're scaring something, removing something for doing harm, or prevent something from harm. Donning. Okay, donning means present participle of don. So what is don? We need to understand first. Sometimes they've seen scripts in advance donning the marks. So don.
Dawn.
Don means a lecture. Okay, a noun. Especially at Oxford or Cambridge University in England. Wow, that's a new word for me, guys. So let me share with you. Dawn. So dawn means noun. You can say that noun. UK, dawn.
Dawn.
US,
Dawn.
dawn. Longer vowel. For the UK, a shorter vowel. You can see that there is two dots in the IPA. So a lecturer, a college teacher, special at Oxford or Cambridge University in England. Dawn. Hi, Dawn. See, it is not the Dawn who is the leader of underground world. Okay, it is also used as verb, means to put on a piece of clothing. He donned his finest coat and hat. You see, that is amazing. The noun meaning is lecturer or teacher of England and Oxford, but when it is used as verb, it has got a different meaning. It means to put on a piece of clothing. That's great. So as we were reading earlier, donning. All right, let's go back to my writing. So over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities like trick or treat, carving jack-o'-lanterns, festive gatherings, donning costumes, and eating treats. So which means that on this day, it's not only the children, even the adults in the UK and USA, in very rare cases, they also use different kinds of costumes and they eat chocolates all over the day as a part of the festival. So let's go back to describe a little bit Samhain, okay? Samhain, not Samhain. Once again, though M is there, the M is silent and it sounds like Samhain. So Samhain is a pagan religious festival originating from an ancient Celtic spiritual tradition. So one word is important here, pagan. What does it mean? Then we are going to explain Celtic as well. Okay, if you remember, I shared earlier, pagan is the word which is related to the religious belief. So let's share from the Cambridge Dictionary what it says. Pagan.
Pagan.
Okay, let us listen to it.
Pagan.
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 If you don't pronounce the P correctly, the pagan will sound like vegan. Okay, so got to be very careful, guys. Pagan, pa. Pagan, va. Okay, so it is pagan, not vegan. So it means belonging or relating to a religion that worships many gods, especially one that existed before the main world religions. Okay, so pagans, once again, guys.
Pagan.
Pagan, and that is a short sound, amazingly. If you can see the phonetic, composition, after G, this A is a short sound, so pagan. So it is not pagan, it's pagan. Okay, belonging or relating to a religion that worships many gods, especially one that existed before the main world religions, like a pagan religion. Okay, the Easter holiday, like the Easter egg, has both pagan and Christian origins. I'm sure many of you know that Easter holiday that takes place in most of the times in April or March, sometime depending on the calendar. So the wedding was pagan ceremony held in a forest, a pagan festival. So the other smart vocabulary: beatitude, holiness, karma, martyrdom, numinous, sacredness, visitation. What is numinous? It's a new word for me. Having a deep spiritual quality or connection. Okay. Numinous.
Numinous.
Numinous, not numinous. It is numinous.
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 Okay, that's cool. Let's move on to our reading. We've got 24 minutes, guys, so still have got enough time to explain all the words once again. So, Samhain is a pagan religious festival originating from an ancient. Is it ancient or ancient? We need to find out in a moment. Ancient.
Ancient.
Ancient. Yeah, this E is a short sound, so ancient. Long time ago, having lasted for a very long time. Ancient civilization. Okay, let's move on. So Samhain, once again, is a pagan religious festival originating from an ancient Celtic spiritual tradition. So what is the Celtic spiritual tradition, guys? So let's move on a little bit more to find out. Celtic. So Celtic religious beliefs. All right. Celtic belief and Celtic religion was polytheistic, believing in many deities. So deities are like god or goddesses, some of which were venerated only in small local area. Okay, let me show you guys the Celtic spiritual beliefs. So Celtic religion was polytheistic, believing in many deities, both gods and goddesses, some of which were venerated only in a small local, but other whose worship had a wider geographical distribution. Okay, and there is Wikipedia as well. Who is the main Celtic god? Okay, let's find out. That is the important part. So these are the main Celtic gods. A quick overview over the major Celtic gods and goddesses. Number one is Dagda. That's a very difficult word because it's a Celtic word, Gaelic word, guys. Okay, Dagda. Then Chuhailen. Then Luf. Then Cardinus. Then goddesses, Badab, the Morrigan, Madab Queen of Connacht, Danu. These are all difficult words, guys. However, guys, if you know these sources now, if you have a time, maybe you can have a look later. Okay, so let's move on. So once again, Samhain is a pagan religious festival originating from an ancient Celtic spiritual tradition. In modern times, Samhain, Gaelic got pronounced as Samhain, is usually celebrated from the October, it should be, or from October 31 to November 1, to welcome in the harvest and usher in the dark half of the year. Usher, okay, usher means that shows the direction. Let's find out from the Cambridge Dictionary, dear viewers. Okay, I have to share many times in order to find out the meaning. To show someone, usher, can you see that? Usher. Okay, if you remember, once again, and British English is a non-rooting English, which means we do not pronounce R in many cases, letter R. Okay, which is why we need to be careful when I'm trying to pronounce the words according to the British IPA. Usher. Like this one, not usher, usher. But if it goes to the American IPA, then R must be there. So let us listen to this word. Usher. Usher.
Usher.
Usher. So remember the difference. In American IPA, R sound must be prominent, whereas in British IPA, for this word and for thousands of words, R is not there. Usher. Usher. Which is why we called British English is non-rhotic and American English is a rhotic language, okay? Which means that when the R sound is pronounced, we call them rhotic language, a rhotic sound. When the R is not pronounced, we call them non-rhotic. So Usher, once again. Usher. And American IPA?
Usher.
Usher. So what is Usher? Usher is to show someone where they should go or to make someone go where you want them to go. Usher. So she ushered us into her office and offered us coffee. Officials quickly ushered the protesters out of the hall. Okay, so when we learn a word, remember that we need to understand what kind of word it is. So usher is a verb. Synonyms is show. Okay, let me see if there is any other meaning. Usher something in. Phrasal verb there is. Usher can be used as a noun. Okay, a man who shows people where they should sit, especially at a formal event such as a wedding or a theater or cinema, or at a theater or cinema. Okay, so usher can be also found when you go to a wedding party. People show you, oh, sir, have a seat here, and that person is called usher. Or a theater or cinema when you go for watching movies, or theater when they show you your seat. Okay, so let's move on to our Halloween's history. So where we are? Okay, 31st October to November 1 to welcome in the harvest and usher and the dark half of the year. Celebrants believe that the barriers between the physical world, which is our world where people are living, and the spirit world break down during Samhain, allowing more interaction between humans and denizens of the other world. So we need to find out, what does denizens mean? So once again, celebrants, people who celebrate, we call them celebrants, believe that the barriers, okay, so according to physics, okay, and according to the physics theory, each object in this world has a, energetic circle. So we move. So what happens on that day, on this 31st of October? And it is their belief. Remember that it is just a hypothesis. It could be a superstition. If you remember, because Samhain is a pagan festival. So the physical world, so our world has a barrier, which is why we can't see the dead people, and vice versa. And dead people can't see us. But on this night, they believed that the physical barrier of our world is broken down so that the ghosts and the people from the other world can enter our world. Okay, so denizens, let's move on. What does denizens mean? Denizen.
Denizen.
So it is denizen. Let us listen to it. So it's a very academic word, guys. If you can see or not, it says literary, which means it is an academic word. Denizen.
Denizen.
That is the British IPA and the American IPA.
Denizen.
Denizen. So in British IPA is a bit faster than the American IPA. Once again,
Denizen.
denizen. Denizen.
Denizen.
So an animal, plant, or person that lives in or is often in a particular place. So deer and squirrels are among the denizens of the forest. So in simple words, when an animal or plant or person lives in a specific area, we call them inhabitant. So denizen is a kind of inhabitant. Okay, so that's the meaning, inhabitant. You can see that. City, town, or cave, or dweller. Or dweller is another word, okay? So celebrants believe that the barriers between the physical world and the spirit world break down during Samhain, allowing more interactions between humans and denizens of the other world. So we have learned this word denizens means the inhabitants or the dweller, the people who live there. Okay. Let's move on. So Halloween's origins date back to the ancient Celtic festival Samhain once again. The Celts, who lived 2000 years ago, mostly in the area that is now Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern part of France, celebrated their new year on November 1. So Celtic festival. So what are the Celtic festival? Okay, Celtic festival. Let me see if I can get any information. Okay, there's a list of Celtic festivals. Okay, so the Celtic festival is a different kind of festival from a country to country, and I think I must show you this, information. So, list of Celtic festivals. You see, there are lots of Celtic festival in Australia. So, Australia Day Celtic Festival, North Sydney, Australian Celtic Festival. Okay, then Balaclava Easter Died, then Beechworth Celtic Festival, Barry Celtic Festival, Celtica Festival, Kangaroo Valley Celtic Gala Day, Kapunda Celtic Festival, Cairnwake Loender, Kilmore Celtic Festival, National Celtic Festival, Scots Day Out, The Gathering, Ipswich, Queensland. Okay, let's move on. There are other countries in Europe as well. In Europe, there is Pagan Fest. Look, like if you remember, I made the live stream about the Oktoberfest of Germany. So in the European countries, there is Pagan Fest. But this citation doesn't have any reference. That's why it says, it is said that citation needed. All right. Next one is in Switzerland, Danish Irish Festival. Next one is Festival Celtics de Corbières. Then Czech Republic, they also celebrate the Celtic festivals like Lughnasadh, the International Festival of Celtic Culture. Then Kelskanok, Celtic Night, International Music Festival. Then Skotske Hero Sikro, the Festival of Scottish Culture. Then France. Oh, there are many festivals in France. Let's move on, guys, okay? Paris Celtic Live. Then Brandivy. Then Festival Celtic du Gévaudan in Grazes, Lozère. Then Festival Euro-Celts in Strasbourg. Then Celts Aspeix in Argenteuil. Then Festival di Corone, Quimper. Then Cannes or Bobby. Okay, then Les Nuits Celtics du Stade de France. Then Festival Inter-Celtics de Laurent. Then Germany. Okay, where is Germany? So in Germany there is, you see, there is a photograph. Oh, that is amazing. Nagold Keltenfest. Then Ireland. Amazing. There are many Celtic festivals in Ireland. Remember that the Celts used to live in Ireland, northern part of France, and the UK as well. Arcadian Fields. Belurgan House. Ballyshannon Medieval Day. Beatty's Day. Flida Chioli. Imram. Then Vedectus in Galley. Then Pan Celtic Festival. Puck Fair Kilogreen. Searching na Gaelic. Summer Festival. Willie Clancy Summer School. Then Italy. Montelagos Celtic Night. Monternezio Celtica. Then Abruzzo Irish Festival. Then Bundan Celtic Festival. Then Celtica. Then Montelago Celtic Festival. Then Treskel Celtic Festival. Then Celtival. Then Brintal Celtic Folk. Then Spain. Wow. Celtic Night. Noche Celta. Inter-Celtic Festival. Then Poland. Let's move on because we don't have much time, guys. So let's move on quickly. And Portugal, Romania, United Kingdom, Scotland. Okay. If you remember, very often people ask me how many countries are there in the UK, in the United Kingdom, or the Great Britain. In Great Britain or the UK, there are 4 countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So in Scotland, Celtic connections face Baharaya. Okay, then Royal National Mode, Hebridean Celtic, Wales National Aistid Ford Wales, Ard National Elstort. Then Cornwall, then Isle of Man, then South America, Brazil, North America, Canada, United States, lords. You can see. When you have a time, dear viewers, please have a look. Then Barbados, Caribbean, Cuba, Africa, South Africa. Okay, that is amazing. So let's move on quickly. Oh, Bia, thank you very much for the donation. It's really amazing to see your donation. You are so supportive. I'm very happy to see your donation. Okay, Google Docs. Okay, this day now marked at the end of summer and the harvest, the beginning of the dark, cold winter. A time of the year that is often associated with human death. It's believed that on the night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of living and the dead become blurred. You know the meaning of blood when it is not clear, so which means that anyone can push through the boundary and come here. So according to the science, it is believed that, you know, our spirit, the soul, only leaves the body. It never dies. So somehow, if these dead people can become live and come to the human world, and this is how the Halloween's concept originated. So Celts believe that on the night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead become blurred. On that night, October 31, they celebrated Samhain, when it was believed that the ghosts of the dead returned to Earth. In addition to causing trouble and damaging crops, Celts thought that the presence of the otherworldly spirits made it easier for the Druids or Celtist priests. So Druid is a kind of Celtic priest, guys, okay? So once again, a priest of a religion followed in Britain, Ireland in ancient times. Okay, so during those days, the ancient times, those priests were called druids or Celtic priests. So in addition to causing trouble and damaging crops, it's thought that the presence of the otherworld spirits made it easier for the druids or Celtic priests to make predictions about the future. So what is the concept saying here? They're saying when these dead people, dead people come to the human world, they can predict about the future so that they can take help for the future forecast or for any future, incidents. For a people entirely dependent on the volatile natural world, these prophecies were an important source of comfort during the long, dark winter. Okay, so here is the belief. This belief is that when these dead people come to those days to the living existence or to our world, so these people, our living people, humans, took their help to get the forecast about the future to avoid any possible incidents or negative things. Hello, Astrav. I wonder how can you make comments because you're not my subscriber. Possibly you haven't updated your app. So to commemorate the event, Druids built huge sacred bonfires. To commemorate means to celebrate. So the Druids, those priests, built fires where the people gathered to burn crops and animals as sacrifices to the Celtic deities. Remember, deities are called gods and goddesses. So gods or goddesses. During the celebration, oh, Professor Ibrahim, let me bring you quickly. Please join Professor Ibrahim so that you can read. I have invited you. Ibrahim, you are late there.
Yes, I come late, but at least I came.
Thank you. Professor Ibrahim, read it quickly. We have got 2 minutes 43 seconds.
Okay, to commemorate the event, dwarves built huge sacred bonfires where the people gathered to burn crops and animals as sacrifices to the
Celtic
Celtic
de-
deities.
deities.
deities, deities. During the celebration, the Celts
Celts. Again.
Celts wore customs typically consisting of animal heads and skins and attempted to tell each other's fortunes.
Very good. So welcome back. Happy to see you, Professor Brahim.
My pleasure, teacher.
And read on. Though we have not much time, let's keep reading quickly.
Okay, when the celebration was over, they lit their hearth fires, which they had
Ex-
extinguished earlier that evening from the sacred bonfire to help protect them during the coming winter.
Mhm. Professor Brahim, there is another technique. If the live stream is finished, do not leave the live stream. I will come to live stream. You can still join. That is a tricky loophole. Okay.
Okay,
So I want you to read the whole passage, and there are many academic words that will be really helpful for you and for our listeners. Okay. And we'll help you some of the sounds as well. So please carry on. When the celebration was over, they relit
relit.
their hearth fires. Mhm.
When the celebration was over, they relit their heart fires, which they had extinguished earlier that evening
Mhm.
from the sacred bonfire to help protect them during the coming winter.
Mhm.
By 40 AD, the Roman Empire had conquered the majority of Celtic territory in the course of four, 400 years that they ruled to Celtic lands. Two festivals of Roman origin were combined with the traditional Celtic celebration of
Sa-
Samhain.
okay,
Samhain.
Professor Brahim, it is going to be finished, but don't leave the live stream. Okay, I'm going to
Okay.
restart it, and you can still join. Otherwise, you'll not be able to join. Once you leave, you're gone. Remember. Professor Brahim, if you're still here, please send me the request or comment there, then I'll be able to bring you. So once again, guys, we are going to read the Halloween reading practice. Yes, Professor Brahim. Can you send me the hop-on request? Professor Brahim, yes, very good. Yahoo! We are on the loop. Professor Brahim, what happened? I can't see you. Can you please send the request one more time? Is there any problem, Professor Brahim? I'm not able to add you. Would you like to send one more time? Is your network is stable? Yeah, I can see a request. Okay. What's happening? Hello, Rupak. Walaikum salam. Somia, welcome. I don't know what's happening, Professor Ibrahim. Is it okay to send me the request one more time? Possibly. I don't know what's the matter here at the moment. Sakar, yeah, I can see your request. And when I'm accepting, it is getting disconnected for some reason. Hello, Sakar. Walaikum salam, Princess. Welcome. So we are waiting for the Professor Ibrahim to join, but I don't know why I'm not able to add him. Hello, in reading practice, I made a mistake there. Princess, I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Professor Ibrahim, are you still there or gone? I don't know exactly what happened. If you may restart, I'm not sure if you can send me the open request or not. But let me know if you can or not, okay? I'm trying to add you. It is not letting me add you either. But generally, I can add the subscriber. Yeah, you can take a chance. Before you take the chance, can you please send me the open request one more time? Rupak says, this is the first time. But I've heard about your classes. Oh, thank you very much, Rupak. No, it's not working at all. I don't know the reason why. It doesn't work. Okay, would you like to restart then, please? Zena says, hi, me too is the first. So did you mean that this is the first time you are here? All right, okay, then I shouldn't continue it, because it's not going to be saved, Professor Ibrahim. You could watch it, the saved part, which has been saved in my account, watch it, or if you want the text, just in our chat box, email your address, so that I can email you. All right, Professor Ibrahim, that will be really helpful for you for reading and learning new vocabs, because it was all about the Halloween. Hello, Rose, welcome. Yes. Hello, Elena, welcome. Welcome all the lovely people who have joined from the different parts of the world. It's really my pleasure to see you. All right, Ali Raza says, hi, sir, nice to meet you. Well, I'm new beginner. Would be glad if you guys follow me. You're a beginner, you're asking to follow you? That's not a good way to talk here, Ali Raza. If you have quality, people will follow you, there is no reason to ask them. All right, I think it's not going to work, Professor Ibrahim. Professor Ibrahim, restart your app and let me see if you can join or not. If not, then I will discontinue this live stream. There is no point of this live stream. But if you make a live stream, possibly I can come and join you on the other way. That is the alternative solution. So welcome, guys. Once again, it is almost Halloween here in the UK, and Halloween is celebrated at the last day of October, which is the 31st of October. And this is celebrated like a paganic festival, and it starts from the Celtic history of Samhain in 43 AD, when the Romans came to rule the UK in and they stayed here around 400 years. It's a long history, so I just composed in a shorter form. So, Professor Ibrahim, if you're still here, all right. Rupak says, how can I prepare myself for IELTS exam at home? Yeah, you need to follow the book's IELTS guidelines. That is Cambridge 15th editions. And what kind of IELTS are you preparing? Is academic or general? Academic, okay. So in order to get good scores in academic exam, you must understand that you have to be a good reader, number one. Reading part is one of the hardest part in academic test. Okay, Professor Ibrahim, can you see any open requests now? Welcome, Professor Ibrahim. Hello, CHNA. Welcome. I'm doing great, thank you. So as I was saying, Rupok, listening you can develop by yourself. Reading is the hardest part because there are 3 paragraphs, academic paragraphs. The vocabs are so difficult, and it's a time, it's a time-consuming matter to read quickly. So you need to be a good reader. You need to have wide ranges of vocabulary where you can understand. Okay, and follow the scanning method, skimming method, and transitional method. My name is, I don't know how to pronounce the CHNAR. How is it pronounced? Chanar is a kind of tree. From where? Which country are you from? Mrs. Welcome. Okay, so the next part would be writing as well. In academic writing, when the task 1, you have to write. There is no open button, so it's not working. So we'll finish it. Scanning, skimming, and transitional methods. Yeah, you need to follow these traditional techniques as well. It's a kind of winter tree. From which country? That's I'm trying to find out. Which country's winter tree? Okay, so Professor Ibrahim, I'm sorry that I was not able to bring you, but definitely we're going to continue more lessons. And please send me your email address in the subscriber chat so that I can send you the whole paragraph so that you can have a look at home. Okay, so dear viewers, if you haven't met me before, this is Rahat Ali. I'm a part-time TEFL certificate teacher from England. And I teach English grammar, spoken English, IELTS classes, as well as basic British pronunciation. And also, all my classes are scheduled and designed and developed in such a way that anyone can join the lesson anytime and get the desired result. Remember that at the end of the day, it is you who have to practice. Chana, I don't have time for that to Google your name. Okay, but I have asked you a question. If you can't understand, that's fine. Anyway, I'm going to finish this lesson because my primary focus is to bring Professor Ibrahim, who was my subscriber. As long as he can't join, I don't see any point to continue. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. Join me later. Tomorrow it is 11 past 10 p.m. in the UK time. I've got lessons in the morning. Tomorrow I've got few lessons. Remember that my lessons are sometimes I make this kind of lessons for the about 3 lessons. This vocab or mistakes where people can come and ask the question and participate the test which I offer. Okay, Rupak, I wish I could help you more now, but to go, I'm sorry. You I think it's our my now. So time I'll be for your best wish for good luck. Thank you very much, guys, and bye.